You actually mentioned this in our pre-interview chat. Like you warned about like flex stacks, all the LinkedIn bros that are sharing like all this like cool flow chart with like 75 different tools and what to use for AI. What do you mean by like flex stack and why can too much focus be on the tools and why is that like dangerous for a GTM team? Have you seen a case where like piling on way more tech ended up hurting more than actually helping folks? What are your thoughts
Yeah,
there?
I mean, I totally get what people are doing. That it's cool to see like these diagrams of like, oh, I'm pulling from this data source, and then I'm enriching with this data source, and then I'm like, automating this LinkedIn outreach with this other tool, and like, those things are cool. Like, I think it's cool that you can do all that stuff and stitch it all together. But it also begs the question, like, why are you doing all this? Like, do you really need to do all this? Like, most people I talk to, most companies I talk to, they're just trying to do like a job change play or a close loss play. And it's like, you would think the level of sophistication at these companies is like way beyond where it actually is. And like, I think, there is something to be said. It's not going to get a bunch of clicks or not going to get a bunch of interest, but there is something to be said about doing the basics right. And like, I feel like there's many companies that just don't even get the basics right, or that their data is so like messy and like in all these different systems that they like, need to do some like cleanup or something. And that is much more effective, but much less appealing than like showing this like crazy stack of like all these different, I call them signal point solutions, because we like to corner them into, pigeonhole them into like something that Common Room can't do. But yeah, it just like, I see these diagrams that are just kind of like a mess, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, but like, why would you do that? It seems like such a burden to maintain that, and it is kind of like a stack flex, or like I like to call them Frankenstacks too. So anyway,
Yeah, I think the other thing is about that is like from a measurement perspective or just an effectiveness perspective, it's very difficult to know if sophistication actually drove any impact versus just the activity itself. So, and what I mean by that is, I had my friend show me his nurture program. It was the first one he was launching for a company, and it had like 7 different branches. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
my feedback to him like right away was, listen, you're going 0 to 1. Anything will be better than what you have now. So you actually don't know if it's 7 or 5 or 3 that is going to work. You're literally doing it for the first time. And that, I like what you said about sometimes just master the basics. Like if you're operationalizing intent for the first time, just start with the basics. Let's see what happens,
Yeah.
versus like having the Frankenstack.
Can I interject there for a little bit?
Yeah.
'Cause you're giving me PTSD from when I was, learning how to use Marketo and doing all these things, and like you would just get these crazy like nurture things, and like scoring on all these like little different things, and like if someone has this role, then fork them over here, and if they do this action, fork them over here, and all this stuff, and it is completely over engineered. Like, what I found to be more effective is just have really good content, put someone in a nurture campaign of like sharing your best content, and like that's what gets the most clicks, most engagements, and then like eventually they raise their hand. And so like I really that really resonates with me. And also I remember the days of Marketo when it was just like nurturing was a complete mess, and it sounds like that's exactly what your friend was going through. So
it's real.
Oh yeah, it sounds like we've all come up in our careers using Marketo, bringing me back to like nested nurture flows, and we have
Traffic
some folks
Cop,
from Marketo.
and if anyone knows, shout out Traffic Cop.
Yeah,
Traffic Cop.
Yeah.